Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're going to look at English grammar a little differently, not as some set of rigid, boring rules you have to memorize, but really as a dynamic toolkit. We are going to build beautiful, fluid sentences, and our absolute favorite tool for the job today is the adjective clause. I am so pumped to guide you through this, because honestly, once you master this little trick, the way you write and speak is going to completely transform.
So, let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at a paragraph you just wrote and thought, man, is this a bit too choppy? Is it just repeating itself? You totally know the feeling, right? You're writing these separate, clunky sentences that just feel kind of amateurish, and you just know there's got to be a smoother way to connect your thoughts.
We'll take a look at the contrast here. Over on the left, we've got two perfectly fine but, very basic sentences. This is a big park. You can have a lot of fun in that park. It's kind of repetitive, right? You literally hear the word park twice in rapid succession. But check out the right side. We've got this elegant solution using our new grammatical glue. This is a big park where you can have a lot of fun. Instantly smoother, way more professional. And that, my friends, is the exact power of the toolkit we're unpacking today.
Here's our quick roadmap for today. We're going to start with the magic of adjective clauses, then we'll look at describing places with where and times with when. After that, we'll solve the tricky preposition puzzle, and finally, we'll wrap up by showing possession with whose.
All right, let's dive right into Section 1, the magic of adjective clauses.
Before we get into the specific words, think of this whole concept as a simple three-step formula for seamlessly combining those choppy sentences into one. Step 1, just identify the noun you want to describe. Step 2, pick the right relative pronoun for that exact noun. And Step 3, combine the sentences. Seriously, it really is that systematic. It's like a grammatical math equation.
Moving right along to our first specific tool, Section 2, describing places with where.
Let's get our terms straight. Where is an adjective clause pronoun that we use to indicate and describe places. We're talking about a city, a house, a room, literally any physical location you want to talk about. Having this foundation locked in just makes the execution incredibly simple later on.
Let's actually see this rule in action. Take our master sentence here. This is a big park where you can have a lot of fun. Remember those 3 steps we just talked about? We identified the noun, park, realized it's a physical place, picked our pronoun where, and boom, combined the thoughts beautifully into one flowing sentence.
Now that we've got physical locations down, let's shift gears to points in time with Section 3, describing times with when.
Just like where is our go-to location tool, when is our definitive time tool. You use it specifically to describe times like a particular day or a specific year. Just keep that crisp, focused rule right in the back of your mind.
Look at this beautifully touching example. You start with 2 separate thoughts. I remember the day. My son was born on that day. But when we weave them together, we get one elegant memory. I remember the day when my son was born. See that? We spotted day as a time word, threw in when, and seamlessly connected the whole idea.
All right, basics are handled. Now it's time to tackle the trickiest, but honestly, most rewarding part of the toolkit. Section 4, the preposition puzzle.
Okay, stick with me as we guide ourselves through this table. Sometimes more advanced writing actually swaps out where and when for slightly more complex prepositional phrases. So, for a place, instead of just saying where, you can use the preposition plus which, in which. Or you can even stick the preposition at the end, using that or which with in at the tail end of the clause. For a time, instead of when, you can use on which or just that. And get this, often for time, that preposition is completely omitted altogether. Let's see how this actually builds side by side. On the left, we contrast the location preposition rule. This is a big park in which you can have fun. Now over on the right, look at our time preposition rule. I remember the day on which my son was born. Notice how where became in which and when became on which. It just adds this really nice, slightly more formal, precise layer to your writing toolkit. Let's run through a rapid-fire list of common troubleshooting errors just to keep your writing super sharp. First up, which for a place usually pairs with in. Second, which for a time usually pairs with on. Third, and this is a really fascinating exception, omit the in when you're using that for historical years. For example, 1492 is the year that Columbus discovered North America. See, we just completely dropped the in. And finally, this is a big trap to avoid. Never ever use when for places like a downtown restaurant. You absolutely must change when to where because a restaurant is a physical place, not a time.
Fantastic work so far. Let's introduce the final and honestly maybe the most unique tool in our arsenal. Section 5. Showing possession with whose.
Whose acts as a direct substitute for ownership words. It's a pronoun that replaces possessive adjectives, words like his, her, its, or their. What's absolutely brilliant about this one is that it fundamentally changes how two senses connect, and the best part is it applies equally to both people and things.
Let's look at a practical, though slightly unfortunate example. Imagine two choppy sentences. I know the man, his bike was stolen. The man and the word his are referring to the exact same person, right? So we just swap out that possessive adjective his for our grammatical glue whose. The result? I know the man whose bike was stolen. Fluid, concise, and just incredibly effective.
So, look around you right now. Could you construct your own complex sentence describing a place, a time, or a possession right this second? You absolutely have the fundamental toolkit to elevate your everyday writing now. But, language is incredibly vast. So what other invisible grammar rules are secretly holding your writing back right now? Keep practicing, keep building those sentences, and we will explore exactly that next time.